an example about how creativity strikes taking a picture. I recently took a picture. I shot a portrait of a DJ, a very well-known DJ, and then he arrived to the photo shoot with a um, pinky leopard, whatever, t-shirt, and I thought it was a little bit too much, very DJ-ish, but a little bit too much. And I had a tuxedo shirt for him
Hmm.
and a papillon. So I brought things for him, and I said, why don't you try this on? So we try to take a picture of you in a way that is a little bit different from all the pictures that you have already. So he took off his shirt, and I didn't know it, but I saw on his chest a tattoo with the name of a song, which is Boys Don't Cry. And I was like, wow, I like that. So he put on the shirt, and then he kept it open just to show the tattoo. And he started looking at the tattoo. So, you know, a little, like a little bit of humor. A little bit of humor, but also that tattoo is very important to him. It means something to him. So, and I was able to capture something of his intimacy in a way that I couldn't plan in advance. It just happened. I saw something and I said, yes, let's go this way. So this is what I mean. This is what I believe is a good use of creativity. Just see something and just to, you know, and feel, let yourself be inspired by that.
Yes. And what a beautiful life lesson, too, right? Embrace what is, what's right in front of you. Because if you had been so married to the plan, to that shirt, to the vision that you had, you would have missed what was right in front of you, which
Absolutely.
probably turned out to be a beautiful photo and very meaningful to the person you were shooting.
Right. Right. And
Photography shooting, by the way, like photography shooting, not shooting.
and the funny thing is that as he saw it after the shooting, he said, I don't like it.
Oh,
And I was like, oh no, because I thought it was beautiful. And then I put it on my Instagram account. By the way, I'm very new to Instagram, which is funny for a photographer because normally photographers are all the time on Instagram. And I thought like, oh no, I don't want to do that. But recently I gave up and I started posting on Instagram. And so I posted his portrait there, and then I tagged him, and of course he loved it because he had to wait a little bit just to allow himself to see himself in a different way, in a way that he wasn't used to see. Normally he's used to see himself in a certain way. He identifies with that, and then it was maybe too much for himself to see another version of himself. And this happens sometimes when a photographer is capturing something of you that you're not too familiar with, even if it's you. And then after a little while, you say, you know what? Oh, I wasn't aware I am also that. And how interesting. So it's always very nice for me when I manage to photograph someone in a way that is revealing something, even to themselves.
yes. Well, and I know you and I talked about what it's like when the photographer is calm and grounded and
Mhm.
creative, and the difference that makes for the people on the other side of the lens. Because
Right.
that creative connection, that willingness to hold that grounded presence, it does something different to, I mean, when you think about it from the quantum nature, right? We call it the observer effect.
Hmm.
You are the one who is the observer. And now basically I become the particle, right? I'm the one being observed when I'm the person on the other side of the lens. And so if you as a photographer are like erratic and so focused on a schedule and so focused on a vision, then I'm all over the place. I'm bouncing around with you and I feel contorted and forced.
Mhm.
Well, that does something to me too. And you're not going to
Absolutely.
get the best out of me
No.
as the model or the subject that's being observed.
Right.
But you take a completely different approach, and that's where the meditation comes in, right?
Right.
You are in the meditative flow when you are behind the lens and you're pulling in your own creative process, which then changes the whole experience for me as the one being observed.